China has placed tens of millions of its citizens in lockdown as part of an effort to contain record outbreaks of COVID. Strict restrictions are in place on a scale not seen since the virus first emerged in Wuhan back in 2019. Let's go to our correspondent in Hong Kong, Britt Clennett. Britt, China is reporting more than 3,000 cases a day on Tuesday. What are they trying to do?
Well, these are levels not seen since early 2020, as you mentioned. The only difference is this time, and it's quite a big difference, is that it's spread out across the country. So you're looking at the northwest all the way down to the south in Shenzhen. We're talking about 24 million people, Laura, locked down in one province. That's the epicenter of China's outbreak, Jilin province. 60% of the cases come from there. But there are also cases, worryingly, in Shenzhen, which is just across the border from here. 17 and a half people there have been locked down. I mean, we are talking masses of people here. Shenzhen is known as the Silicon Valley of China. It's the tech hub. It's also one of the world's busiest ports. Foxconn is there, which of course makes parts for our Apple iPhones. And Foxconn has shut down production there in several plants, moved it to elsewhere in China while this lockdown in Shenzhen takes place. But I'll tell you why it's so worrying internationally is because if this is extended even more, if we see cases explode, especially across the border in Shenzhen, then it could impact manufacturing and we could see it impacting global supply chains, Laura.
Yeah, indeed. What about in Hong Kong where you are?
Well, cases here are actually higher than in mainland China. So you're looking at tens of thousands of daily cases, and the death rate is the highest in the world. Morgues are reaching capacity. The city is running out of coffins quite grimly. There are isolation wards being built all across the city. And Hong Kong has some of the strictest COVID measures in place. A dining curfew, two-person gathering. The beaches are closed. There's a strict mask wearing rule. You can't even wear a mask on the city's hiking trails. And all of this is taking a toll, not just a mental toll on the residents here, but also for the business community.
So this COVID zero approach, they've been trying to follow this for some time now. Is there any chance or any signal that Hong Kong or China is going to pivot?
Well, China, as you allude to, is the last remaining major country relentlessly pursuing this COVID zero strategy. But this outbreak is testing it, Laura. And what we're seeing is Chinese authorities doubling down. So we've seen aggressive mass testing, contact tracing, mass testing, lockdowns, the whole toolkit that we've seen from China since the start of the pandemic. But the business community is crying out. They're begging authorities to allow Hong Kong to live with the virus, to pivot towards some kind of more manageable strategy where businesses can reopen and the borders can reopen. Let's not forget, Hong Kong still has flight bans in place from 9 countries, including Australia, and a 2-week quarantine for everyone on arrival. So business leaders that I've spoken to say they're worried about this city losing its reputation as a financial hub, losing its reputation as a gateway between East and West, and they are extremely worried about that. And what it's doing is prompting an exodus here. So ticket prices and ticket sales of one-way tickets have gone up in just the last couple of weeks. Clearly, there is a movement out of this place because people are so frustrated. On top of the national security law, now these COVID requirements too. But in terms of COVID zero, there is no clear sign that China is willing to take its foot off the pedal. Clearly, they're willing to do whatever it takes to stamp out this virus, Laura.
Yeah, they thought it might change after the Olympics, but no such signal, as you say. Britt, thanks so much.